On deck is the animated movie Batman: The Killing Joke. It's directed by Sam Liu, who's directed a lot of DC animated movies and TV shows. It stars Kevin Conroy, who has historically been the voice of Batman, Mark Hamill, who has historically been the voice of the Joker for several years. He's also been Luke Skywalker in Star Wars and has also been in Kingsman: The Secret Service. Lastly, Tara Strong, who has done a litany of cartoon voiceover work. Synopsis: as Batman hunts for the escaped Joker, the clown prince of crime attacks the Gordon family to prove a diabolical point, mirroring his own fall into madness. James, what did you think of Batman: The Killing Joke?
I was very disappointed. Very disappointed because I'm a Batman fan. I'm a huge Batman fan. The first 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes of this movie was a waste. They didn't need to even have it because it had nothing to do with the actual killing joke. It was just something that was thrown in.
Get into that. So the first half of it is solely about Batgirl and her relationship with Batman or Bruce Wayne, mainly just Batman and her father. So go ahead, James.
That was something they just added in because I swear I read The Killing Joke a long time ago. There was nothing there that had to do with that. And plus, I know for a fact it couldn't have been because that would just destroy all Batman lore. One Batman would never done what he did in a damn movie. Ever.
So I think we can probably go ahead and spoil it, but Matt, would you like to spoil it for everyone?
No, you can go ahead.
All right. So Batgirl's relationship with Batman is overly complex. First half is about a small-time criminal in Gotham City that wants to be a major criminal, that he and Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, have an encounter, and from that point on, he's kind of hooked on her, and he's harassing her and trying to get noticed by her, which leads to Batman saying that she's in too deep, trying to impress this guy. And she confides into a friend about having a relationship with her yoga teacher. The yoga teacher is, i.e., Batman. Eventually, they have an argument, start fist fighting, and then start having sex. And after that, Bruce Wayne / Batman gives her the cold shoulder.
Like he basically dogs the shit out of her.
When they have a big falling out, and then it goes into the Joker-Batman relationship. So the Joker breaks into Barbara Gordon's apartment, or doesn't necessarily break into it, but he is invited in by accident, shoots her in the stomach, kidnaps Commissioner Gordon, and Commissioner Gordon's kind of forced to look at photos. Not sure if he sexually assaulted her, but a little macabre at some point. And
they basically try to make him go insane.
Other half of that is that second half, it tries to go into the Joker's background. Towards the end, it circles back with his background and then why he is the way that he is, and he tells a joke and they both have a laugh, and that's how the movie ends.
Yep, I mean, that's basically it. If you know anything about comic books with Batman and all that, Batgirl was hooking up with one of the Robins.
Yeah.
Okay. And also Batgirl, which everyone knows, is Commissioner Gordon's daughter. Why in the hell would he mess with
so Barbara Gordon,
man, that's his homie. So why would he do that? He would never do that. And it made Batgirl look very weak as a character, and her character is supposed to give empowerment to women. She looked very weak in this interpretation of the Killing Joke. And,
all right, well,
let me took the character back a couple years.
Well, let's get some input from Matt. So, Matt, what are your feelings about the Killing Joke?
They should have named it just The Joke. I mean, what kind of superhero sits down with the villain and says, let's talk about a relationship?
Well, technically, that did happen in the comic book.
Oh, I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but
I mean,
I think Matt's saying why did it need to happen in the animated version? That
why did it even have to happen? Even then, like, if you're gonna follow the comic book, I mean, why even make it to a cartoon?
Well, let me just say a couple of things. Generally, the DC animated movies are always on point, from the Flashpoint Paradox to the Batman and Robin series. There's been several of those that all of those have been on point. Generally, there's been a couple of missteps here and there, but they've overall been very decent, very watchable. I revisit those every now and then. This one, on the other hand, is a very poor attempt at one, shoehorning a story into another story, and then two, poor execution of a story that I guess some people love. I didn't really read it. I know what it is, know what it means, but the Joker Batman relationship and how complex that's supposed to be, that they're mortal enemies, and until one of them dies, neither one will be able to rest.
Right.
And the way that is presented in this isn't very good.
No. I don't know.
And the thing about that is, like, I read the comic, and the comic was just so. It was so much more to it. I mean, it was just. It's hard to explain because, like I said, it's been a while. So some of the things that were main themes in this movie was the main theme in the comic. Like, say, it could just take one bad day. One bad day. He kept mentioning that, and that was something that was like a prevalent theme in the comic. So I mean, they were accurate, but then yet for some reason in the comic, I felt when I read the comic, I felt more involved in it. This one I did not, and I think because the damn first half of the movie was something that just like kind of blew me, so it already shut me off. They shouldn't even just had that in the movie at all, and just started from when they start actually telling the freaking story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, that the first half of the movie just killed it for the rest. I mean, even if they didn't have the first half of the movie, this movie would not have been up to the normal DC animated movies we've seen, but it would have been a lot better.
It looked like something out of the Fox animated show, except toned down. Well, not even toned down, but.
And the one thing about this one, which is different from the other DC animated movies, is that this one got a wide release, or somewhat wide release, in movie theaters, which hasn't happened in previous movies. So right before
this up pretty good too.
Yeah, so right before Suicide Squad, it got released in movie theaters and then released to internet video services. But going back through some of the better ones, you had Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. That was a whole series of movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox, which I mentioned earlier, which was very good. Justice League War wasn't that great, but it was okay. Yeah. So then you get into the Batman and Robin, or at least Batman is now a father. So you have Son of Batman, which was very good. You have Batman versus Robin, which was excellent. Then you had Batman Bad Blood, which was also excellent. And then you have Justice League versus Teen Titans, which I wasn't that high on, but is better than this movie.
I didn't see that. I really wanted to see that. I haven't seen it. I need to check it out.
Yeah. And then you have Batman: The Killing Joke, which brought Mark Hamill kind of out of the Joker retirement. Don't think that he should have came out of retirement for this one.
Well, yeah. But I mean, he still did his thing as the Joker, though. I mean, he's flawless when it comes to that. But not this vehicle. It could have gotten someone else. Cause just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like you picked the wrong one. The force wasn't with you.
Yeah, so
He's all about talking about, just one bad day, and it just shows the parallels between the Joker and Batman, how they're actually quite similar, just different sides of the coin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the whole Killing Joke is about. And I see they tried to do that. It just I think that first half just messed it up for me. I was just turned off after that. I was like, why? It would never happen.
So Matt,
There was
you
nothing.
had to watch this in two halves, right? So you watched it.
Yeah, I watched it in two halves because the first good 40 minutes, 50 minutes, there wasn't anything there really drawing me in. I was thinking, oh, Joker, but really wasn't too much about Joker, at least not in the beginning anyway. So
All right. So let's go ahead and get into some scores. So Matt, since you were just the last one to speak, what is your score?
3.5.
Ooh,
Okay.
damn, man.
Well,
Holy
go ahead.
shit.
James, go
Nothing
ahead.
interested me in it. I mean, I'm not as pro Batman as you guys are, and everything, but I mean, when something comes out like this, especially of this magnitude and hype, you would think that, A, that it would be worth watching. And it wasn't.
Mm. Damn, that hurt me.
All right, James, go ahead. What's your
I'd
score?
watch Suicide Squad again before I watch that.
Oh,
I think I gave Suicide Squad a 3.6 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say it might have been like a 3.7 or something like that.
oh, Matt, you hurt
Okay.
me. You hurt me. I
No way.
I at least give it a 5.
Okay, and what justifies that?
Um,
You mean one half of the story, so the other one's
yeah. Basically, like, like if 10 was a perfect movie, 5 is half because I basically got half a movie. Like I didn't really give a damn about the first half. It had nothing to do with the Killing Joke. Had nothing to do with the Killing Joke. It was pointless. It was just something just to make it longer than what it should have been. So I give it half. I give it 5 out of 10. It gets a half. The second half, it was still good because, like I said, it stuck with the comic and to a point that I mean they conveyed the message in the actual movie, but it's just like I said, I think the first half of it just messed it up for me. After that, I just wasn't invested. Normally, if they would just started at the actual story of the Killing Joke, I would have been invested, and I probably would have given it like a 7 or something. But I give it a 5. I want to know what the hell made him like. Why?
Well, let me just go ahead and mention a couple of things about how I feel about this. That both halves were not good at all. The Barbara Gordon, Batman, small time criminal relationship, it was bolted on to the story in a way that it didn't really function well as the upper tier of the DC animated movie universe. And then the second half, which again, I'm not as familiar with the story, just did not work well.
Mm-hmm.
And the acting did not work well. And the only positive for me is that Mark Hamill is the Joker. I mean, there's other people that do the Joker voice well or voiceover for Joker well, but he is the classic one. He is the back in 1990 something that the Batman animated series was on TV, that he is the voice of the Joker.
Right.
And other than that,
Kevin Conroy being back.
Yeah, I don't really see the purpose of having this one. I think the only purpose it was that people liked the story. I don't even think the writer that originally wrote the story, wrote the comic, likes the story. I've seen some articles about that, but
damn.
My score slightly higher than Matt's. I would give it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really just because the Mark Hamill Joker's in it, and a little bit of the art style that I enjoyed that. And other than that, it's not on par with something like Batman versus Robin, Batman Bad Blood, the Flashpoint Paradox, the Green Lantern and Emerald Knights movies, or even the Wonder Woman movie back from 2009 is not on any of those levels.
Right.
So-
Well, no, you're right. You're right.
Batman back on Fox way back in, I don't know, was it the 90s? I
Yeah.
thought those were better than this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one tries to be edgy. Well, tries to be edgy, and tries to be adult.
Yeah,
But
'cause I was trying to figure out where the R rating was. It rated R?
I am not sure what it was rated, but I will find out in a second.
I mean, I'm like, come on, where's the rated R part of this? Like, is it the sex scene? Which really wasn't a sex scene?
I think probably the language and then the sex scene or part of the sex scene. It was more softcore.
I can't
and
see that,
off
like,
camera. Yeah, it's more off camera. But the person that directed this, who is Sam Liu, has done other DC animated shorts. So the ones that he has done, he's done the ones I like. He's done art for it. So he did. He did Justice League versus Teen Titans. He did Justice League Gods and Monsters, which was the one where Zod was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that one was okay. He's done some of the TV shows. So Beware of the Batman, which is like a slightly more recent take on Batman. He has done the Green Lantern TV series. He did Batman Year One. He has done some stuff for Marvel. He did All-Star Superman, which I don't remember liking it very much. He's done Young Justice. He's done The Batman, which was slightly different take on Batman, different art style. Some other random stuff. He did Planet Hulk. So I just don't like it. Again, I give it a 4.
Yeah.
So
You know what? Why is it that just like DC animated movies are so much better than just...
not this one. not this one. Yeah, I'd rather watch Batman versus Superman, and as Matt said, I'd rather watch Suicide Squad.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I would probably watch Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
before I watch this one again.
Well.
I would watch the Green Lantern movie.
Oh hell, I don't know.
At least there was action in that one.
Well, see, I'm the only one that really know, that know about the comics. So, like
I know about comics because I basically bought comic books because I drew freehand. I just wanted to draw.
You say you didn't read this one?
I was more into Marvel stuff, but I didn't read this one. I know what it is about. The 4 stands. I think we'll just wrap that up.